Hey there, today I'll be showing you how to make pork spring rolls. Here we have all of our ingredients that we'll need for our spring rolls. Starting from left and going to the right: ground pork, minced garlic, cabbage, carrots, sugar, green onion or scallion, bean sprouts, red pepper, sesame oil, soy sauce, fish sauce, oyster sauce, and today I'll be using the spring roll. Alright, let's get into it. You're going to want to start by washing all of your vegetables and then cutting them into thin strips. Try your best to cut them uniform, that way they'll all cook evenly. And also mince your garlic. Now we're going to make our marinade for our pork. First you're going to start off with 1 tablespoon of light soy. To that you're going to add 1 tablespoon of sesame oil and 1/2 teaspoon sugar. Give it a thorough mix and set aside. Now for our sauce for the filling, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, and 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. Now we're adding our marinade to our pork. Make sure to mix it thoroughly, and then you'll be ready to fry up your filling. So we're going to start off with our pork first. Make sure to break it up into small pieces and cook it thoroughly before adding our vegetables. Here I'm tilting the pan and squeezing the juices out of our pork, and then we'll add our garlic to the juices, and our garlic will cook in these juices. Cook the garlic until it's soft and fragrant. Now we're going to add our vegetables one by one from the hardest to the softest. First you add your carrots. When you're cooking, make sure to taste for the texture. You don't want your vegetables to turn to mush. So you want it to still be firm before adding your next vegetable. Next up, we're adding our cabbage. The reason you want them to be firm is because the curry over time, while it's cooling, will still be cooking the vegetables. So if you leave it too long, it will be too soft and you won't get that texture. Next up, our red peppers. And now we add our sauce. You want to make sure to cook this in the sauce and get everything coated. After everything is coated, you're going to want to turn off the heat and add our green onion and our bean sprouts. The residual heat will cook these. Otherwise, if you have it with the heat on, it'll get very soft very quickly. Again, losing the texture, which is very important here. Once you give this a thorough mix, you're going to want to strain this and put it into a sieve. The reason for this is if you have too much moisture in the filling, it will rip the wrapper and it will explode when you're cooking it. This is the last thing we want. You're going to want to allow this to cool off completely before wrapping it. So now that we have our mixture cooled off, I opened up the package of wraps and I covered it with a damp paper towel so it won't dry up as we're rolling. Alright, let's get into the rolling. You're going to want to place your wrapper on an angle in the shape of a diamond facing you, and then spoon in your filling. Fold over the first corner and roll tightly, but make sure not to rip the wrap. Once you're halfway, you're going to fold over the sides and make sure the wrap won't extend past the edges. Here we're going to seal it with a banana, which I read was really helpful, and it worked like a charm. You can also use water. And here at the end, as you're rolling, tighten it as you go. And there you go, you have a spring roll. Now for frying our spring rolls. You're going to want to heat up your oil to 170 degrees Celsius. To test the temperature of your oil, you can use a wooden skewer or a chopstick. If it slowly starts to fizz, then the oil is at the right temperature. An immediate fizz means the oil is too hot. You don't want it too hot as it'll burn the outside and the inside won't warm up. And you also want to cook it enough where the inside's warm. And there you have it, your finished product, your pork spring rolls. I hope you guys can make these and enjoy these. They're very delicious and I enjoyed quite a bit. Thank you. Take care.